The module is Curriculum Design for Inclusive Practice, and the title of this assignment is An Evaluation on How to Improve the Childcare Curriculum. Introduction. In this assignment, I am going to present a summary based on my Curriculum Design and Inclusive Practice report. This will conclude the factors that affect the vocational childcare curriculum course and how it embeds English and Maths GCSE. The factors are safeguarding and the inclusion of men in the childcare sector and how these issues are being resolved by Leeds City College LCC. Why students choose to study the childcare programme. The law states when students finish high school education at the end of summer holidays, they must stay in education until they are 18 years old. Students can choose one of the following: apply to full-time, part-time education at college, start an apprenticeship or traineeship, and spend at least 20 hours a week volunteering while in part-time or full-time education. Students who choose to study childcare for many reasons, such as to achieve a qualification, to get some experience working in nurseries and extend their knowledge and skills in childcare. Often childcare can be quite personal to students and meaningful, especially when students become parents themselves. Others may simply seek a career working in the childcare sector, such as getting a job as a nursery practitioner, nursery nurse, or an early years educator. Childcare can open many job opportunities for students. They can choose to work in nurseries, primary schools, high schools, and even become a teacher. How the childcare department embeds GCSE English literacy and mathematics. English and Maths GCSE are important for students' future prospects because it can determine what qualifications they can take on next, what job opportunities it can lead to, what universities they can apply for. This can limit the universities they can apply for, which can then affect the job they end up going for. The childcare curriculum embeds English literacy through reading, books, internet research, handout sheets, matching activity games, and glossary. Writing descriptions about different topics, assignment work, and note-taking in class. Listening and watching YouTube clips, interactive board games, and group work. Maths subtractions, working out ages, dates, years, and distances. Multiply how many cakes are needed for a birthday party. Symmetrical, using a mirror to copy half a face. Tally, when students play interactive games and draw a tally of student scores. Units, working out how many units of milk are needed per day. Width, the distance from side to side, or the swimming pool is 10 meters wide, for an example. How can we understand the teaching in the childcare curriculum through theory? Ralph Tyler, 1979, presents his theory on the product model, which covers 4 areas in education. First area are: what are the aims and objectives? Second, which learning experience meets the objectives? Third, how can these learning experiences be organised in the curriculum? And fourth, how can this programme be evaluated? So when we're teaching childcare, we are teaching about bullying. So point 3, according to Ralph Tyler's theory, we have covered this point 3 now because we know that we're studying about childcare. Point 1, students defined the definition of bullying. Students then reflect on how they might feel if they got bullied or a friend got bullied. Point 4, they would then write an evaluation on the impact of bullying. Jerome Bruner, 1960, proposed his theory on the 3 modes of representation on the concrete situation. The 3 modes are: inactive stage, known as the concrete stage, involves being hands-on with learning, physical, touching and manipulating an object. The second stage, pictorial stage, involves looking at images and visual representation of the concrete situation. The third stage, the symbolic stage, involves languages using words to represent the situation. An example of this being used in the childcare curriculum is when we're teaching nappy changing. So the first stage is students practicing nappy changing on a plastic baby, such as when they're picking up and placing the baby gently and cradling the head. The second stage, pictorial stage, looking at images of stages on how to change a baby's nappy. The third stage, symbolic stage, involves reading, writing, and speaking using keywords that are used in the childcare curriculum when caring for a baby, such as hygiene, germs, bacteria, and comfortable. A brief overview on the students' questionnaire. I designed a questionnaire for students. The aim of the student questionnaire was to find what they thought about the childcare department. Do students enjoy the course? Do students get support from the tutors on their assignments? Are the lessons interesting, and why they chose to study childcare? The pros were the subject is interesting and teaches students how children should be treated. Learning new knowledge and skills on how to care for children. It's personal to them because they have children of their own. Teachers supports them when students are struggling, when assignment deadline, meeting deadlines, supporting the behaviour. And also cons. The cons were tight deadlines and short amount of time left to do assignments. Special learning needs and diversity questions were missed out as well because students felt that it was irrelevant to them and they did not know enough information about it. Perhaps if students have got special learning needs, their answers may have been different. Factors that affect the childcare curriculum: inclusion of men. 2% of men studying at LCC and attending placement in childcare settings. Elwell 2017 states, when we enter a childcare setting, we subconsciously expect to see women working in childcare. The idea stems from gender discrimination. Most people see childcare as a women's job, and some people see men as a potential safeguarding risk for children. R. Barker 2012 supports inclusion of men working in childcare, as she states they have much to offer, such as acting as a positive role model for boys, especially from families where the father is not there. The Department of Education 2012 also supports to reinforce more men in childcare sector as well. Nonetheless, LCC encourages more men studying and working in childcare by promoting wider job opportunities such as teaching assistant jobs, teacher jobs, going to university, managerial roles, and office jobs. LCC policies and procedures. LCC supports shows pride through their well-established policies and procedures promoting equality and diversity. LCC does not tolerate any discriminatory behaviour against anyone, no matter what their gender, race, sex, cultural background, learning, or physical disability. They celebrate their pride and joy of the success of inclusive practice for all students and staff, such as every year LCC runs a student election to vote for a student ambassador. Anyone who wishes to compete in the voting for the position are welcome to do so. Also, male students who wishes to work in the childcare sector are never turned away or discouraged. How can the childcare curriculum be improved? On the whole, the childcare department is doing well on inclusive practice. This can be evidenced by the results from students' questionnaire. The results will be presented in graphs to show you how the preferences of individual learners. I ensured my learners were made aware of the purpose of the questionnaire, who I am, and it was a requirement to collect data as part of my course. All participants had the options to not to participate in the questionnaire. If they participated, this meant students had agreed to give consent. All questionnaires are anonymised for collecting data from students. Do students enjoy learning about childcare? That was the first question. So we can see now that 78% 0.6% of students agreed they enjoyed the course because they all knew what they wanted to achieve from the course. 21.4%